I went on eBay in an attempt to get myself scammed. What the hell? I don't know why the person who made this would do this. I'm very upset. That is truly horrific. Let's see what $200 got me. Hey guys, what's up? So, a little quick story about today's video and what the idea behind it was and what actually happened and what's super weird. I attempted to purchase one of those scam gaming PCs. You know, the ones they have like Fortnite gaming PC in the title and they say like Core i7 and GTX graphics card. Yes, oh, no. I know, it's crazy. And you know, it's $300, so it's like a good price for an i7 or whatever. But then when you scroll down, the specs are like an i7 first gen and a GTX 550 Ti. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. I paid about $200 something. I believe it ended up being listed for $200. And my goal was to get myself scammed, test the PC, show that it was not the FPS that they said I was going to get, because duh, an i5 first gen is not going to run Fortnite that well. Report it to eBay, return it, get my money back, get a free video, and of course get that seller taken down for scamming people during Christmas. But something really different happened. When I bought a $200 PC, this came in the mail from the seller. Now, at base value, I didn't really question it because although the picture showed a Dell Optiplex, not an HP Elite Desk, this is still just some workstation PC. The PC I ordered was supposed to have an i5 second gen and a GTX 550, according to the little tiny specs underneath the actual listing. So when I got a PC with not only 2 front panel USB 3.0 ports, but 6 back panel USB 3.0 ports, I was a little suspicious. In my mind, I was like, oh, it's probably like a 4590 or something like that. It's you know, nothing special, i5. You know, maybe I just got the wrong specs, but it's still not good. And I booted up my PC and opened up Task Manager. And when I opened Task Manager, I was immediately super excited and happy for a couple of reasons. We did not have an i5 second gen or an i5 fourth gen for that matter. In fact, this PC had an i7 6th gen, an i7 6700 in it. That CPU sells for more than the entire cost of this PC. Not only that, it had a GT 1030 graphics card, which isn't amazing, but for the price that was awesome. It had 8 gigs of DDR4 memory, a 256 gigabyte what appears to be a Samsung SSD in there. I immediately knew what happened. He was pissed. He had told me to return it now, or my eBay account would be reported and banned, and I was like, sorry, you sent me a PC, deal with it, get blocked, and I haven't heard from him since. He did attempt to report my eBay account. eBay was like, you sent it, deal with it. So I get to keep this, and I plan on keeping this because, holy crap, for $200 I got an insane deal. The reason that this build was accidentally sent to me instead of the one I was supposed to get, as far as I know, because I did look into it, is it turns out the scammer, I'm just going to call him what he is, who sold me this PC or sent this to me by accident, is also selling a pre-built like this with these specs, a 6700 and a GT 1030, for almost $800 US. If you couldn't tell, this is not worth $800 US. And people are buying it. That's what makes me very sad. Here's what I'm going to say right now. I am not going to include a picture of the listing or of the messages between me and the seller. This was clearly an accident. And I do not want anyone thinking that they should order one of these scam PCs on eBay. Do not. They are scams. This will not happen for you. And the reason I'm not going to show the messages between me and the seller is because eBay actually tried to come after me for my video called Avoid This Common eBay Scam. I got an email from YouTube that eBay had attempted to strike down that video for privacy concerns because I showed messages between me and a seller on eBay. So sadly, I will not be doing that, although I did win that case because eBay sucks. But I'm not taking the risk again. YouTube will take down whatever the hell they want, so I'm just going to avoid that whole thing. First things first, I want to open this thing up and see what's inside. This is a small form factor PC, meaning it does only have these half height graphics card slots. As you can see, our GT 1030 in there. But opening this Elite desk is surprisingly easy. It's just this little handle, and you pull that out, and just like that, we are inside. So I've already recorded benchmarks, so I'm comfortable now to take this thing apart. I want to record them at stock settings. So, what the hell? We've got some weird things going on in here. First things first, on the back, it's actually labeled here SSD, which is weird. And on the inside of our PC, it just screams over-engineered pre-built. So, back on the inside. Let's take this thing apart a little bit. So, first thing I want to know is about this thing that says SSD. Because this build has a ton of like SATA power, SATA data going everywhere in it, going to nowhere. So clearly, this may have been a modified build. So it looks like we have a riser card of some kind, or it's a PCI Express 4.0 to NVMe M.2. And we have, well, what I know is a Samsung SSD in there, a 256 gigabyte. I don't know why the person who made this would do this, but this is clearly a modified PC. This is not a stock pre-built, because this HP, I don't think, does this in their Elite desk builds. So we have one of these like weird-ass power supplies that's, custom form factor. It's 80 plus platinum, but I believe it's only like 250 watt. So I'm surprised it even runs with this 1030. That is truly horrific. Speaking of 1030, let's get this thing out. This is a 2 gigabyte model GT 1030. Actually, it is DDR5, GDDR5. It's okay. I mean, this card retails for like $80 new, so hey, I'll take it. Basically free. What else do we have? We do have only 8 gigabytes, which is a little disappointing for a PC that some a-hole wanted to charge $800 for. Yep, we have 2 by 4 gigabytes of DDR4 2133. This is SK Hynix memory, so it's pretty standard. No SATA drives or anything. We've got an optical drive here that I don't know why, it just straight up doesn't work. I don't know why, I thought it was connected, it looks like it is, but whatever. And then we just have, all of our standard connections. A pretty standard motherboard, except it does use 6-pin and like a 4-pin weird power for the motherboard itself. And that's annoying because it stops me from replacing the power supply or using this board in a different build for now. But with one of these weird adapters, we can change that. Stay tuned for a video where I try that and see if I can use this motherboard in a different build and perhaps, I don't know, give it away or something. Back into this build, we've got a weird airflow design where the cooler with the side panel on draws air from nowhere and exhausts it through this shroud out the back through this tiny grated hole on the back. I hate it. I think it's so dumb. Yeah, no, pretty bog standard dumb cooler. Really nothing special here. Yep. Core i7 6700. So, nothing really out of the ordinary in here. Bunch of stupid things they did, like this airflow crap. And, 8 gigs RAM is not exactly amazing. And then this stupid SSD thing. For $800, not worth it. But, that's the point. Let's see what $200 got me and what $800 would get the average undiscerning consumer if they bought some scam PC like this in Grand Theft Auto 5 and CSGO. The only 2 games I was able to fit on this 256 gigabyte drive before having to reset, and then it just didn't work after that. So let's get into the benchmarks. First things first, Counter-Strike Global Offensive. I did a couple of retake rounds on a couple different maps just to see how good this GT 1030 is, and I'm playing on medium settings with anti-aliasing turned completely off because it's stupid and just gets rid of your FPS half the time. So we actually did pretty well. We're at 100 to 200 FPS at most parts of the games, and this was tested on 3 different maps: Inferno, Nuke, and Mirage. Just to be completely sure, those are 3 completely different maps. Inferno and Nuke are actually pretty graphically intensive as opposed to Mirage, which is not as graphically intensive, and this thing held up fine. You can see our FPS at the bottom of the screen. Now, I couldn't use MSI Afterburner or any overlays to show like GPU usage and temperatures and stuff because CSGO has recently added an anti-cheat that blocks that, but you can see the FPS is doing really well, and sadly I couldn't see what our bottleneck here is, but I'm guessing it's that GT 1030. But besides that, the game performed rather well. I am surprised. So CSGO easily can run on this system. For $200, I am happy with that performance, but again, not really what you get for $200. But moving on to Grand Theft Auto 5, which is a game that should be dead by now, but isn't, so I'm going to still benchmark it. And I thought I would just, drive around a little bit and then, like, grab a helicopter, do something graphically intensive to really try to stretch this 1030, which was definitely the bottleneck here. It's at 98% usage most of the times. And we're still getting, when we're not, flying anything, like 60 to 90 FPS, and then in the helicopter blowing stuff up, I'm getting like 60 FPS. That is really good. Now, this was on medium settings, which is actually low settings for GTA 5. They call it medium to make you think you're running it at a higher setting than you are. But realistically speaking, this performs and looks relatively alright. Now, I had some problems with recording where I couldn't actually have two monitors at the same time duplicated, so my Elgato screen ended up being my only screen, which was a pain in the ass, and that's why I keep missing things, because I literally cannot see the dot on my screen with how small the Elgato preview was that I was playing on. But that's besides the point. As you can see, this 1030 and 6700 combo actually performs really well. So it goes to show, if you can find one of these like elite desks with a 6700, you could just shove a 1030 in there, $50 or 20, 30, 40 used, and have a decent gaming experience. Then again, that's only if you get a good deal on one of these elite desks. So I have to decide, I might end up selling the CPU or like popping 1050 Ti or something good, 1650, or taking out this motherboard, putting it in an actual build with an actual power supply and popping like an RX 580 in there and actually having a decent build. I don't really know yet. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys kind of enjoyed this little video. Do not buy an eBay scam PC. If the price is too good to be true, it literally is. It is a scam. They are going to sell you garbage. Make sure you read the fine print whenever you buy a computer. I got lucky here. You will not get this lucky. I'm telling you right now. I'm not going to pretend that you should go buy some scam PC in hopes that they make a mistake. Do not do that. But that's the point. Hope you guys kind of enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Whoa. GDDR5 model G to fucking hell. I don't know where to put this. Shut up. Call from Walgreens. Is someone dying? Am I dying? There we go. Oh my god, it uses star screws. I'm gonna freak out. Penis. If you have any suggestions, leave them in the description below.